In 1975, Dial-A-Ride began humbly with one man and his car to meet a need he saw within the community, providing transportation for those who had lost their independence due to illness, injury, or disability. This service was maintained by a few dedicated individuals: Robert Glover, Nels Falk, Ole Markison, Gus Offenberg, Don Jordan, and Emmett Doak. They quickly realized the needs of the community were greater than the availability of their vehicles. With the growing need, they were faced with the financial burden of acquiring a larger multi-passenger vehicle. Through a grant provided by the city of Jacksonville and a donation made by the Mott Foundation, Dial-A-Ride's first multi-passenger bus was purchased in 1977. The Mott Foundation provided sufficient funding to cover the expenses of the bus for a year. Dial-A-Ride was so successful it was declared a model across the nation in 1981. The program was used as a blueprint for other senior programs throughout the United States. Ridership increased, and so did the number of vehicles, growing to 3 vehicles in 1985. Unfortunately, public grants and funding dried up, and for the first time, Dial-A-Ride began facing an uncertain future. To make matters worse, the vehicles began showing signs of age, resulting in increased maintenance costs. The diminished funding and aging vehicles did not change, though, the need within the community. Ridership and demand continued to grow. Dial-A-Ride reached out to our community and was overwhelmed by the support. Local organizations sponsored dinners, rummage sales, raffles, carnivals. The Jacksonville Beach's Women's Club donated proceeds from the sale of their building. Dial-A-Ride was chosen as a charity of choice by Beaches Watch, Beaches Rotary Club, Catholic Coalition of Women, Sandy Crafters, and Pablo Towers, to name a few. Palms Presbyterian, Beach Methodist Church, First Christian Church, and St. Paul's Catholic Church included Dial-A-Ride in their giving program as a means of supporting the community. Players by the Sea, the Atlantic Beach Experimental Theater, and Alhambra held performances to help raise funds and keep Dial-A-Ride afloat. Countless others gave selflessly of their time and money to keep this program running. The first Dial-A-Ride Bowl-a-thon was created by local councilman Tom Taylor, and with the help of Susan King, was deemed a huge success. These efforts, along with a grant from the city of Jacksonville Beach, allowed Dial-A-Ride to secure a new bus. In 2014, the need for a new bus became apparent when regular mechanical failures, including a failed wheelchair lift, prevented reliable service to the community. With generous donations from the Stein Foundation, Baptist Medical Center, and Terry Peterson, Dial-A-Ride has a new bus. Providing continued independence to the elderly and disabled has been a bumpy ride, to say the least. The threat of permanent closure knocked at Dial-A-Ride's door many times throughout the years. However, there is a renewed spirit as we celebrate 40 years. 40 years of providing independence to our grandparents, our parents, and our community.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. My mom, Sylvia, moved to Jacksonville Beach from Tennessee in 2002. At that time, my mom was 74, but I know she wouldn't want me telling you that. When she moved to Jacksonville Beach, she lived at Pablo Hamlet, which is an apartment complex primarily for senior citizens. When she moved down, Mom had her car for about 6 months until she had an accident. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but Mom was left without transportation. And although our family, we were there for her to take her places as our schedule permitted, Mom, she liked her independence. It did not take Mom long to discover the Dial-A-Ride. And the Dial-A-Ride came to Pablo Hamlet several times a week for regularly scheduled visits to shopping plazas around the beaches. My favorite remembrance was a day that Mom was sitting outside on the bench in front of the Hamlet, and the Dial-A-Ride bus drove up. And the driver got out, and he was very excited, and he came over to my mom and said, "Sylvia, you have to get on the bus. You have to get on the bus because there's just something I have to show you." Mom got on the bus. He drove her up to the Senior Citizen Center, the Jacks Beach Senior Citizen Center, and he walked her in, and on the back wall there was a painting of my mother hanging on that wall. Well, Mom could not have been, she could not have been more stunned, surprised, and pleasantly so. She did not frequent the Senior Citizen Center, so she never would have seen this painting had this driver not recognized her and taken the time to get her up there. They helped Mom to locate that artist, and that artist very kindly gave Mom the painting. This is the portrait of my mom, Sylvia. It's titled Lady in Blue Hat. It's one of my favorite remembrances, and it's certainly a treasure for me. On behalf of my mom and my family, I'd like to thank the Dial-A-Ride staff for all their kindnesses over the years and for giving my mom her independence.
My name is Audrey Dearborn, and I am a strong supporter of Dial-A-Ride. Back in 2001, I was in a life-altering accident where I was pronounced dead, and so for 3 years I was unable to drive a car. Dial-A-Ride gave me the independence of being able to get to my appointments, get to the grocery store, get to the drugstore, and do the things necessary for my recovery. As I was getting better, in 2004, I broke my leg, and again had to call on the Dial-A-Ride drivers, who have always been courteous and wonderful in assisting me, because at that time, I also had an infection in my feet, so I was in a wheelchair. So without the assistance of the wheelchair lift and the courteous drivers, I would not have been able to get to my physical therapy appointments, my doctor's appointments, and even to get a loaf of bread. So thank you, Dial-A-Ride.
My name is Charity Raw. I am 86 years old, and I have lived here at Pamela for about 5 years. And I started out with the opportunity to have Dial-A-Ride for my way of transportation around. The only place I could go, where I can go now, is to the doctor, to the grocery store, to the beauty parlor. It's my life, because it is what I depend on so much for each and everything I do, and I'm so thankful for it.
Hi, I'm Alan Ennis, I'm president of Beaches Council on Aging, which is also known as Dial-A-Ride here at the Beaches, and I want to just thank everyone who has supported us over the years, and want to take this opportunity just to share a little bit about where we are now and with Dial-A-Ride. You know some of the history and where we might be going. We have now, in this year of 2015, finally been able to secure a new bus, which was the thing that's going to maybe launch us into the future. We've been able to limp along for many years with an older bus that had 258,000 miles on it, and now we have a new one that we can start to provide transportation for many years to come. As you may know or may not know, the purpose and the main focus of Dial-A-Ride is providing independence to the seniors and disabled in our community. Independence is at the cornerstone of what we do, and our service helps these individuals who need transportation to get food, medicine, to stay healthy, social engagement, the basic needs that you and I might take for granted because we have the ability to drive or we have the friends in our neighborhood. These individuals are really without support other than Dial-A-Ride to fulfill that opportunity to go and have that social engagement, to get to the doctor's office, and to be able to go pick up food that they can cook for themselves, but they need to get it. So we're the only transportation service at the beach that's independent outside of the public transportation service that provides this type of service. It's critically needed, always has been and always will be as we go forward. So we appreciate your continued support, and thank you so much.